Hey there, what's up? You join me in my brand new apartment, which is going to be my studio from now on for these videos. I'm still sorting my lighting out and stuff like that. So the first few vids are going to look a little bit off, I think. I still haven't completely decided how I'm going to shoot. I'm going to do a vlog soon as well, just kind of walking around my new flat. It's really nice. I'm really happy where I am. Anyway, let's get into the video for today. Today I'm doing my first of my Caleb Jones resource review, and we're going to start with what I consider the best self-improvement podcast that I have ever listened to. And the reason for this is I think it's a message that a lot of you need to hear, especially those of you who enjoy self-improvement content but don't really do anything with it or follow the advice properly. I understand with content in general, most of it is out there to essentially waste people's time. It's there as a distraction, it's there as something to enjoy. YouTube especially, the majority of YouTube is entertainment. There is a lot of useful information, but typically you're going to find most of the videos are designed to grab your engagement and keep you here wasting time watching YouTube videos. There's a time and a place for that, and this podcast though is directed more at guys who waste their time with self-improvement content. The podcast in question is on Caleb's Alpha Male 2.0 podcast, and it's called You're Too Comfortable. It's only 15 minutes long. If you bung that up to 1.5 times speed, you're going to get through it really quickly. It's really important to me that he did this in a short amount of time compared to his other more long form podcasts. And he did it in a very scripted way that gets through the information without really leaving anything out. It's very efficient. It gets straight to the point, which is something I love about Caleb in general. He gets really down to brass tacks really quickly. He doesn't waste words, at least not when he can avoid doing it. And with this one, he's going after the guys, the 80% of his audience that just fuck around and don't do anything. They're only on his content to actually absorb and enjoy the content, but they don't go out and do any of the actionable advice. They don't go out and do anything at all, really. They're there because, well, they're in self-improvement, so they know they want to improve. They're not happy, they're not satisfied with their life, but they are comfortable. And it's comfort that kills people, essentially. The thing that will keep you with a mediocre life and going on throughout, all the way through your life without ever really achieving or doing anything memorable is because you got comfortable. I know Chris from Good Looking Loser has an article about this, which I can't remember the name of. He has a similarly good article basically saying don't be too comfortable. It's what will get you in the end more than anything else. Humans, this is a bit more like biology, but humans we have this desire to stay in homeostasis. So our bodies are geared towards making sure that we're not doing anything that's too scary, or it's gonna take our bodies out of their resting states, and etc. like that. So we are fighting our own natural desires of comfort and safety when we actually want to go out and achieve things. But in order to get anything done, in order to build your life to in a better way, whether that be with dating, money, fitness, you need to push your body into dangerous or uncomfortable situations. Otherwise, you're just not going to get anywhere. You don't adapt, you don't evolve. The other thing I like about Caleb's podcast is he doesn't just call out newbies, because obviously this is an important point for newbies. But when you're a newbie, there's a lot of excitement and adrenaline, and you're full of desire. You're full of just pep, I guess. And that is what drives you and can keep you going. Caleb, in about 4 minutes in, talks about the guys who have had some success, which is more kind of my area. And he calls us out and says, you guys with your shiny object syndrome, you get comfortable with a certain level of success and then you fall off and you forget everything that you learned at the beginning. I think that's a really important point. I'm glad he segued into that, because I thought he was just aiming that podcast entirely at newbies. But it becomes a much more developed point that everyone needs to be aware of, even non-beginners in self-improvement, that you can become comfortable at any point. And really, this is a long journey. At certain times, you're going to drop the ball and you're going to get comfortable. And then you end up, taking a year or two out of your journey and getting lost and distracted. And that's what you need to try and avoid. So comfort is a problem for newbies, and it's also a problem for pretty much anyone on their journey in self-improvement. It can really hit anyone. Staying uncomfortable is a really important thing. It's why we talk about running towards fear and those sort of ideas, because that will always ensure that you are remaining in areas outside of your comfort zone, and you're always growing and improving. At the end of this, I'm going to recommend you go and listen to the podcast immediately. If you never listen to any other self-improvement podcast again, except for this one, this is the one that's worthwhile. It is the best self-improvement podcast I have heard to date. I'm hoping Andy, as he's getting into his 365, will eventually do a podcast that supersedes this one. But for now, well done, Caleb. This is just absolute fire, and it really lit a fire under me as well. I want all newbies to hear this. I want all guys who are a little bit long to hear this. All right, I'll see you for the next time. Peace out.